Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another What's Next on Basketball YouTube video. I am your host as always, Jeremy, and today we're going to be going over all the games that happened in the quarterfinal rounds of the in-season tournament. So, as of recording, tonight we're going to see I think it's the semifinals? No. It's basically just round 2 of the in-season tournament that we're going to see, and it's going to be pretty cool. I think it's the semifinals because you had the Pacers and who was the other team? The Bucks. The Bucks that made it. So yeah, this is like the semifinals before the championship round of the in-season tournament. And I'm just gonna go pretty quick with all these, very quick, because I don't want this video to be very long. It's just a quick little review, not review, I guess my opinion on on the games. So we're gonna start off with the first game that happened, which was the Pacers and the Celtics. This game for me is going to be the match of the round, because I was watching the whole thing, the Pacers and the Celtics, and it was just absolutely incredible. Tyrese Halliburton went on to basically just become the best point guard in the league. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum both scored 30 points each, and overall, both teams just did very, very well. It was just one of those cases where the better team won. It was, again, in this case, it was the Pacers. The Pacers overall, you can make the argument that Tyrese Halliburton was the guy that helped them win, but I feel like this was a win that was just a collective win altogether from each player. I feel like every player on this team did their part, did very good, and that's what got them the win. Obviously, Kristaps Porzingis was not in the game either, so, that's gonna, hurt them when they try and face the Pacers, because you got your best center that's gone, and it showed a lot that they really needed him out there. So I don't really know what else to say about that. Pacers were great. Tyrese Halliburton, no matter anyone that tries to tell me about it, Tyrese Halliburton is the best point guard in the league. You can't change my mind. Tyrese Halliburton is the best point guard in the league. That title that Chris Paul had, I don't even know if he still has it or we consider him to still have the title, but when he had the title of the best, he was like the point god, is what they would say. Tyrese Halliburton took that title. He is now the new point god. Now, let's go to the next game, and that's the Pelicans versus the Kings. This game overall was basically one-sided for each half. The first half, it was the Kings that were just leading the entire time, and then the second half, it was the Pelicans who came back and just kept the lead. Now, before I continue on with them, I will say my condolences to the person that did pass away during the Kings and Pelicans game. I wish nothing but the best for his family. It really sucks. I think he was 30 years old. I didn't check as to how he passed away, but I just heard he did pass away, so that really stinks. But as for the game, it was okay. It wasn't as great as the Pacers and Celtics, but they still had their moments, of Zion and Brandon Ingram, Fox and Sabonis. They all showed their best. It was just the Pelicans were just better, They had better players, better defense. The Kings just could not come back and just could not stop Zion, Ingram, Valanciunas, CJ McCollum. I don't know if this was his first game back, because I haven't been paying attention to the Pelicans like that, but it was nice to see that he was finally able to play after hearing news about, what was it, a lung collapse? I think it was a lung collapse. But I'm just glad to see that he's okay. Now, we're going to move on from those games, which was the next day. I think the next day was the Tuesday games. And we'll start off with the Knicks and the Bucks. So the Knicks and the Bucks, it was that was, I think, another one-sided game. And this was just the Bucks the entire time. For most of the game, basically, they had the lead. And the Knicks, no matter how hard they tried, they could not stop the Bucks. The Bucks that night all were just basically Steph Curry. They were shooting threes everywhere. They ended with 20-something threes, I believe. And the Knicks just could not stop them defensively. And it wasn't like the Knicks were doing bad either. Our big three, with Julius, Jalen, and RJ, all did great. All had 23 points or more, and they did their part. It's just the Bucks are better. Another situation like the Pacers and Celtics, where the better team won. And obviously, as a Knicks fan here, I was very disappointed to see that. But again, I knew the Bucks were going to be a problem. I thought maybe because their defense isn't the greatest that we might have a chance, but our defense that night also was bad. So there's really nothing we can do there. And last but not least, we'll talk about the Lakers and the Suns game. This game was great overall. This could also, for some people, be match of the round. The whole game was just close from beginning to end. It was a fun, fast game where we saw Kevin Durant and Devin Booker go against Anthony Davis and LeBron James, and it was incredible. It was a great match, fun match, and it was just entertaining. Whether you watched from the beginning of the game or you waited until like the fourth quarter to see the game, it was great. It was a lot of fun, and both teams fought really, really hard. With I think the score difference being like 3 points, the Lakers won 106 to 103. So it was a fun game. Overall, I'll say for the first quarterfinals ever for the in-season tournament, it was very, very fun. All the matches were good. Was between good to great matches. The most boring match probably was the Pelicans. Actually, some people might say the Bucks and the Knicks were probably the most boring match, and I mean, I'm not gonna say that because I'm a Knicks fan, but I'm gonna go with the Kings and Pelicans just because I wasn't as interested in their teams as I was with the rest. And but that doesn't mean it was a bad game by any means. It was a great game. It's just compared to the rest, I thought that was the least entertaining. But I could be wrong. Some people will probably say the Knicks and the Bucks, and I mean, you're not lying. It was basically just the Bucks shooting threes all the time. But that's basically all I wanted to say. It was just a quick little review of the in-season tournament, and I'm really, really liking the in-season tournament. So I would love to hear your guys' opinions on what you guys think about the in-season tournament. Are you guys, like really getting into it? Do you think it's a great idea, or do you still think this is just a waste of time? Again, like if the in-season tournament wasn't a thing, this just would have been regular games that we would have seen throughout the season. So at least they're starting to have meaning to them. Again, I don't know how everyone's going to feel about the trophy and if we'll actually identify whichever team wins as champions, but it looks like the players are into it, the coaches are into it, the fans are into it. So it seems like another easy dub for Adam Silver when it came to his creative ideas. And yeah, again, that's basically all I want to say. Please make sure to like, subscribe, share the video with anyone, and please comment down below anything that you want to say to me or opinions you had on the games or just what I said. I'd love to hear you guys about it. And, I just appreciate the support as always. I am your host, as always, Jeremy, and I am signing out. Have a good day, everybody.